I know the idea of, the mark of the beast, the government enforcing religious laws, resting on Sunday, going to church on Sunday. You just heard it.
We should be debating a bill requiring every American to attend a church of their choice on Sunday to see if we can get back to having a moral rebirth.
Seems far-fetched, you guys, but peep game, man, because it's not. Right? So this is a major thing, and a lot of people in this world have no clue, you know, about the Sunday law, right? That's why we're doing things like this, right? So we're going to continue to review, right? So according to Revelation 13, right, the first beast is the Roman Catholic Church system, right? The papacy, right? That's another name for the Roman Catholic Church system, the papacy, right? Um, and, the second beast of Revelation 13, as we just went over, is the United States of America, right? So the United States of America is in the Bible, right? And this is important for us to know because a lot of things is going to go down in America, right? And a lot of people ain't going to have no clue on why things are happening the way it is, right? But the Bible puts us on game and gives us firsthand knowledge of what's to come and why it's going to happen, right? The reason things is happening is because the end time prophecy is playing out, right? And prophecy means um, history foretold by God, right? So before something happened, God says something will happen before it happened, right? And that's called prophecy, right? And as we live in these times, right, the fulfillment of what God foretold will happen, right? We're going to live that out. You get what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of crazy things are taking place, right? Um, Even though it doesn't seem like it. But mark my word, give it time. God's word is going to come true, right? So the second beast is America. The first beast um, is a Roman Catholic Church, right? And then we already established the understanding of what is the image of the beast, right? And this is important, right? Because once we know what the image of the beast is, we can properly identify when it's, when the fulfillment of end time prophecy takes place, right? Um, and what the image of the beast is the combining of church and state power, right? So when the government system, right, combines the state power with the church power, right, that's when the government will be able to enforce religious laws on everybody in America, right? So the image of the beast, right? The beast that we were referring to when we was identifying, what the image of the beast is, right? Um, the original beast was the Roman Catholic Church, right? And the image, right, which refers to the copy, right, of the original, right? So the image of the beast is a copy of the way the original beast ruled, right? And the original beast, right, is the Roman Catholic Church system. And the way they originally ruled, when they ruled the world, right, they ruled by enforcing religious laws upon the whole world. And whoever didn't comply was, they got killed, persecuted, and suffered the consequences, right? And that is what's to come upon this world, right? So the structure in which the Roman Catholic Church ruled, right, is what the image of the beast is, right? Um, and, based on end time prophecy, America, right, will form the image of the beast, right? and rule the way the Roman Catholic Church ruled. You get what I'm saying? So the image of the beast, right, is church and state power combined, right? Church and state power combined. Right now, church and state powers are completely separate, right? But they're trying to merge them, right? And there's a lot of things that's taking place as we speak, right? That's trying to bring about the union of church and state. And once that happens, then the image of the beast will be in place, right? And as we talk about the image of the beast right now, you guys, this is important because there's a lot of chatter in the world of politics in regards to, uniting church and state, right? And this just further proves um, that end time prophecy is unfolding as we speak, and it will be fulfilled. So this is why I'm bringing it up right now as we speak. You get what I'm saying? The image of the beast, politicians, people in, high places are talking about uniting church and state, and bringing that about in America.
States congressperson says she is sick and tired of separation of church and state. Here it is.
The reason we had so many overreaching regulations in our nation is because the church complied. The church is supposed to direct the government. The government is not supposed to direct the church. That is not how our founding fathers intended it. And I'm tired of this separation of church and state junk that's not in the Constitution. It was in a stinking letter, and it means nothing like what they say it does.
The church is supposed to direct the government, is what she's saying, right? And it's interesting, man, like God's word is so accurate. You get what I'm saying? That they're trying to get the church to direct the government, right? That means that we are nearing the end of things, and the end time prophecy is unfolding as we speak. Keep this in mind, right? America is trying to establish, to set itself up, right, so it can hand the keys to the Roman Catholic Church system, right, which will eventually rule the world, right? So that's why this is important, recognizing things like this, all this chatter, right? In this next video I'm about to show y'all, this is I believe he's the third most powerful person in the United States government, right? This is the Speaker of the House. I believe his name is Mike Johnson or something like that, right? Notice that he's even saying the same things as far as trying to bring back the unification of church and state. Check this out.
The separation of church and state is a misnomer. People misunderstand it. Of course, it comes from a phrase that was in a letter that Jefferson wrote. It's not in the Constitution. And what he was explaining is they did not want the government to encroach upon the church. Not that they didn't want principles of faith to have influence on our public life. It was exactly the opposite. Washington said, of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports. And John Adams came next and he said, our Constitution is made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. They knew that it would be important to maintain our system, and that's why I think we need more of that. Not an establishment of any national religion, but we need everybody's vibrant expression of faith because it's such an important part of who we are as a nation.
As you can see, man, the third most powerful person in America, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, right? This video came out this year. He's even, chatting and speaking about the bringing back of, the, church and state being united. You get what I'm saying? So these are all signs, right? And they're planning, and we're going to get to that, what they're planning on doing in 2025, right? But so far, I just want you guys to see what's going on in the world as we speak. And this video was came out this year in 2024, as you can see. Speaker Johnson backs Trump in 2024, right? So that's interesting as well, right? How religion and politics are, religion is being involved in politics, right? About Donald Trump, and you know, he's been endorsing the use of Christianity, right? And his political backing, right? He's really speaking highly about, bringing and involving Christianity, right, in his, campaign to be the next president.
Ladies and gentlemen, with your help and God's grace, the great revival of America begins on November 5th, 2024. We'll be able to do it because you're the people we want to hear from, the pastors and the ministers and the rabbis. The people in this room are the people we want to hear from, and they have to have a political voice. If you think about it, you have men, you have women, and you have religion. If you look at it, you have more than the men, you have more than the women. You have such power, but you weren't allowed to use that power, and you're now allowed to use it. I get in there, you're going to be using that power at a level that you've never used it before. It's going to bring back the churchgoer. I mean, you have to see. I don't like the charts. When I see charts where they're going in the wrong direction, we don't like that. We're going to bring it back, and I really believe it's the biggest thing missing from this country. It's the biggest thing missing. We have to bring back our religion. We have to bring back Christianity in this country.
And I know that sounds good. Like, what's wrong with, Trump trying to push Christianity, right? The thing is, right, using Christianity let me say it better. They're using Christianity to set the table for the mark of the beast, right? Can't no other religion prepare the way for the mark of the beast other than Christianity, right? Because, Christianity, right? When you mingle it with, paganism and things like that, you're one step closer to establishing the system that Rome ruled, the system of religion that Rome used to rule the world, right? So what they're trying to do is get Christianity in place, right? And then once they get Christianity in place, and using it to, enforce, to influence the world in a religious way, right? Now they can start tweaking things, right? And tweaking, things to go in a direction, to fall, in their laps so they can implement Roman rule, right? A worship structure that, honors the way Rome ruled, right? So that's very interesting, right? Satan isn't always going to make things look evil or sound evil. Sometimes they're going to sound good, just like he made things sound good when it came to Eve, right? When he deceived her. So that's exactly what these guys are doing, right? There's an agenda in play, right? Where they're using religion the same way Satan used, right? He used a religious front to deceive Eve. And Satan used that same premise, right, to question and deceive Eve, right? And he used the same thing that God said, but twisted it and used it against Eve. And this is the same premise that Satan is using to get this mark of the beast system in place. He's going to use Christianity and make it seem like a good thing, beneficial, but he's going to tweak it for his use and use it against us. You get what I'm saying? To bring about this mark of the beast system. Because I know the idea of, the mark of the beast, the government enforcing religious laws, resting on Sunday, going to church on Sunday. You just heard it.
We should be debating a bill requiring every American to attend a church of their choice on Sunday to see if we can get back to having a moral rebirth.
So I know it may seem far-fetched, you guys, but peep game, man, because it's not right. And not just that, right? They even got climate Sundays, right? So their remedy for what's going on in the world to fix the weather, right? Even though they got weather machines and they're the ones who doing all these things, right? They're going to use their remedy to what's going on is going to be Climate Sunday.
Weekly Earth Sabbath to combat climate change and promote environmental stewardship. The weekly Earth Sabbath aims to establish a global day of rest and reflection on environmental sustainability, raising awareness and inspiring collective action. By championing the weekly Earth Sabbath, Italy would position itself as a leader in international diplomacy and environmental sustainability on the global stage. The 2024 G7 Summit and the weekly Earth Sabbath proposal could present a unique opportunity to address pressing global challenges and foster international cooperation. We need protesters in Italy to act now as a voice for a weekly Earth Sabbath. By bringing together world leaders and engaging the global community, this summit has the power to drive meaningful change and shape a sustainable future. The 2024 G7 Summit in Italy represents a pivotal moment in our collective journey towards a better tomorrow for generations to come. Visit www.earthsabbath.world.
A remedy for everything that's going on to reboost the economy, to end, wars, and to bring peace and, to end the pestilence, right? Is resting on Sunday, right? Because what they do, they cause these things, right? And then they provide a remedy to the things that they caused, right? So yeah, peep game, y'all. All of this stuff is just playing out right before us, and we ain't noticing none of this. It's happening right before us. What else did I want to show you guys? It just slipped my mind at the moment. I wanted to show you guys one more thing. So yeah, Sunday is coming, you guys. Sunday Rest by Law is coming. They're even planning on, changing laws. Check this out,
across the conservative movement of this whole effort, and that only makes it stronger.
There's a battle plan, plans, and giving them the battle plan.
Urge a president to lead the way in changing the law.
And as you can see, they want to get this going by 2025, you guys, right? That's next year, right? The first day in office of the president, the next president. And check this out. One of the laws that they're changing, check this out. You see Sabbath rest, right? And which day do you think that they'll be resting? Which day do you think the secular world will be resting on for the Sabbath rest? Is it Saturday, God's day? That day would default to Sunday, as you can see, right? So it's all lining up as we speak. Church and state combining.
That is not
Right? Worship laws, the image of the beast being set up. You get what I'm saying? All of this to get the world, resting on Sunday so the government can enforce Sunday rest by law. And the mark of the beast, will be here that easy. You get what I'm saying? So peep game, people. This ain't a game, right? This is real life. Whether you believe it or not, whether you believe it, right? As we already spoke, Satan doesn't care whether you know the truth or not. He just wants you to comply. And those who just comply with Sunday law will receive the mark of the beast on their hand, right? He wants you to cooperate, right? As we already established in the prior podcast. And those who think they're doing a good thing by resting on Sunday, because it is the Sabbath, will receive the mark of the beast in their foreheads, right? So whether you comply because of ignorance, or you rest on Sunday thinking that Sunday is the mark of the beast, is the true Sabbath, Satan is setting people up to be condemned. So peep game, people. God's true day, God's seal, is his 7-day Sabbath, right? And we already spoke on this, right? God's seal, which has his title, his name, and his authority, right? His territory, I'm sorry. God's seal has his title, right? His name and his territory in his seal, right? As you just saw, the Lord is his name, Creator is his title, and his territory is heaven and earth, right? And that applies to no day except the 7-day Sabbath. So peep game, man. Hopefully y'all recognize truth, man. Because if not, it's going to bite you in the butt, right? And it ain't grace ain't going to save you from this. Grace is either going to lead you to this truth, and you're going to comply with God and be saved by it, right? Or you're going to fall for the okie doke, right? The gray area is being removed. We either serve God, receive his law, and receive the righteousness of Christ, which leads to keeping God's, Sabbath, or do what thou will, rest on Sunday, cooperate, and be condemned and receive God's wrath. But that's not God's will, but unfortunately, it's going to happen. So, man, hopefully you was informed, and you can see the culture knows what's going on, but do you? It's time to wake up, y'all. Peep game. Catch y'all next time. Step the message.